It's where I became me. It's where everything happened.
Sophie has a half-sister, the television presenter Claudia Winkleman, but she's nearly 10 years older.
I was sort of an only child because my sister was sort of older and a half-sister, so I was alone quite a lot. So I would read by myself and I'd collect tadpoles for the pond by myself, and I was quite a sort of stompish little loner.
Sophie is returning to her old school in central London. She remembers how singing helped her escape some of the more difficult moments in adolescence.
Now at my school, where I was at from 7 to 18, and this is the music, art and home ec floor. So it's where you sort of sang things and spilt paint all over the floor and burnt cakes, but mainly came for singing lessons. Miss Curtis!
Hello,
how are you? Nice to see you.
Thank you.
How are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
Good. Nice to see you.
Good.
She liked me. Right. It was my sort of cocoon from 7 till 18, and that's quite a long time and quite a formative time. It's so hard to know if I'm the same person inside, because as I said, I spend most of my time now being other people, so I don't look inside myself very much. It's all coming back to me, and I've got a soundtrack while I'm talking of all the hymns and all the jolly songs and all the musicals we did, and it's very strange. Do you think we're allowed in here? We might find some really weird stuff. OK, this is where Miss Milburn Fryer would make me do my scales and my songs, and where I practiced for all my grades. Oh, crumbs, and it really hasn't changed. I was last in this room when I was 16, and it does feel a bit similar to how it felt when I was sort of 16 and hadn't done my practice because I'd been making mixtapes from Capital FM instead.
But I remember when we used to shut the door, it was just you and me,
I know.
wasn't it? In that
very
little,
intimate.
little
It's amazing.
bubble of intimacy and enjoyment.
Coming to you was like the sort of sound of music after being in Latin. It was suddenly, everything was golden and lovely in the rooms with you, and it was like being in a sort of forest full of bluebells, having been with all the ghastly girls downstairs.
This is something very special for you. Enjoy it.
OK.
Just enjoy it. You do not have to be Maria Callas. Here we go.
OK, no self-consciousness.
Just sing out.
On my own, pretending he's beside me. All alone, I walk with him till morning. At about 14, I had this group of wonderful best friends who I loved, and we did everything together. And then we went on one holiday. I lose my way. All of them turned against me in a big, big, big way. And it was really awful. The rain. I thought like the world was going to end when they were all mean to me. Silver. But for a while I didn't know what girls were about. I didn't, because they seemed to change overnight into people that didn't want me to be happy. I think if you can get through stuff, you sort of respect yourself a bit. If you're being bullied, you have to be really strong, actually. I don't think it ruined my self-confidence. I think it might have even given me more. That room was definitely a refuge.
Gorgeous!
Well, it was
well
good. Don't do that
done.
high note. For God's sake, don't show the high note. Thank you
Absolutely.
very, very much. Very much.
Johnny, it's so lovely to see you. It
Lovely to see
really,
you.
really is. Such memories.
I know. It was wonderful seeing her. It was amazing. She would just be all about just sing and let it make you very happy and very free, and I'd always leave the lessons feeling very exhilarated.
It's Sophie's second mentor session. She'll discover today exactly what she'll be singing at her final stage performance.
I'm scared because I've got to be a grown-up. I've got to think, great, if it's like something I haven't heard, I've got to think, oh, good, a challenge, rather than let me hide under a bus.
Go again. Hi, how are you?
She's going to hopefully not be too cross with me if I still sound like a parrot that's just been run over. She's going to be really impressed that I've suddenly turned into Maria Callas. That's what's hopefully about to happen.
Again.
Oh, yikes!
It's all right.
I used to be very calm. Just quite jolly and laid back about everything and a bit que sera about life. And for some reason, I have become a bit more
and just quivering. My antennae are much more sensitive, and I don't know why, and it's annoying.
Oh, wow.
Okay, do you know this?
I know it a bit.
Okay.
Yes, it's very beautiful.
So, you're Musetta,
Yes,
right?
I'm Musetta.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So,
Does that mean what I think it means?
it means we're going to sing this. We're going to sing Quando me vo.
Oh, my God. On the actual thing?
You're going to actually sing it for your performance. Okay?
Yep.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All the great operatic sopranos like Kiri Takanawa have sung Musetta's showpiece aria, Quando men vo, from Puccini's La Bohème.
We're going to do it in a small theatre. Very, very small, very intimate. So in some ways it's going to be...
Scarier because you can see people's faces.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's going to be small and intimate, and it's a fantastic theatre, fantastic pub theatre in Islington. It's the King's Head.
Brilliant theatre.
So-
I've seen amazing stuff there. I've seen amazing, wonderful plays there. Crumbs.
The King's Head in North London is the capital's newest opera venue. It opened in 2011 to critical acclaim.
What do I do about the fact that I'll be able to see people? Because you think, when you think opera, you think, oh, a nice bland sea of people I can't see. They're not there.
No, they're going to be right there in your face.
I'm thrilled that it's Puccini. I'm thrilled it's that song. I'm very, very excited.
Musetta is... Oh, she is a fabulous minx of a character. She is feisty, she is gorgeous, sexy, sassy, powerful, breathe. She says, when I walk along the street, everyone looks at me and I love it. And there's something so vivacious and alive about her and what she's saying that it's alluring as a performer and as a woman and as a person. I think it's very exciting to be that person for a little while.
Never actually played a real siren. I haven't. I've played mainly either psychopaths or quite posh idiots, but I haven't played real sort of va-va-voom sirens. I haven't.
Yeah.
And you will feel
Weird.
vulnerable.
Very.
That character, Musetta, which I'm going to play, is not me. I don't feel very look-at-me-ish, or I don't. You have to sometimes do that kind of thing for work and acting and stuff, but in everyday life, you can tell it's definitely not how I am.
As soon as I stop singing, you get really self-conscious.
I know.
I should have come on, and I feel like I'm in a marsh of anxiety suddenly.
I did it badly. Let's try again.
Sophie seems really nervous. I think in between last session and this session, I think Sophie's realised the mountain that she has to climb. Even if she had a year, it's just such a big, big thing to do.
With the final performance just a month away, Sophie needs help quickly to climb that mountain. First stop is music critic Igor Turoni-Lalic, where Sophie hopes to discover the real Musetta.
Musetta is a singer. She's a modern woman in many
Yeah.
ways. She's completely independent, and your aria epitomises that. She's saying, to hell with everything, I'm going to do exactly as I like.
Yeah.
The music is very frenetic, quite desperate almost at the beginning.
Yeah.
There's these four men, they're desperate for some action.
Yeah.
You know, in
Yeah.
a way. I mean, there's
Yeah.
just so much talk about love, you know, and they talk about love when they're talking about the logs and the fire
They're
and the
obsessed.
landlord. They're obsessed,
Yeah.
they're completely obsessed, and they're kind of crawling up the walls for
Yeah.
something.
She's to inject some extraordinary sexy life into it, right?
Musetta comes in with this old man, and everyone's a bit sort of surprised. He doesn't really enjoy the fact that Musetta is flirting with all the men in the restaurant. You know, in a lot of productions, she sort of gets up on the table and
Yeah.
to get this party started kind of
Yeah.
thing.
To say sort of, here I am, look at me, this is the big old showstopper.
Yeah.
When I walk out alone along the street, all the people stop and stare and seek out all my beauty from top to toe.
You know, she knows
And then
what she's
Marcello
got.
says, tie me to the chair. Does that mean Christ? Does that mean wow?
Yeah,
Or does that mean...
absolutely.
Or does it mean
Yeah,
wow?
yeah.
OK.
Expectations of this incredibly sexy, show-stopping siren. I think it's harder.
Yeah.
I think. Quite
You've
hard.
got to flirt, you've got to sing.
I know,
You've got to
all those
dance,
things.
you've got to work a room, you've got
Oh,
to...
God.
While Sophie tries to understand the character of Musetta, she also has to master the Italian text of Puccini's aria. Her father, Barry, is her examiner.
Don't tell me, don't tell me, don't tell me. Do tell me.
E dai
E dai palesi vezzi interdassa. I've got to learn the lines like a script, and they've got to be like a sort of weird Buddhist chant that just comes out of me, even if I'm really nervous. It's just got to happen.
So Ben.
So Ben! So Ben must... read it for me, Papa.
Can't you remember Ben?
Ben is
Big
really
Ben.
escaping me. Wretched Ben. I think the more I know the wretched words, the easier everything will flow. And even though I did Latin A-level, I wish I spoke Italian. Non le vuoi dire, Daddy?
I'm delighted she's singing. We've always been convinced she has a beautiful voice because she would wander around the house or in the garden and sing. And it was an uncultivated diamond. It was kind of raw with some bad edges, but at the heart of it, there's a very beautiful voice.
About 70%, 60, 40, 30.